What is going on, everybody? Once more, I return from
the underworld.
The underworld. It's me, your boy Jebby. I'm here with King Master
Clea Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, let's roll with that. How's it going, Avi? How we doing today?
I'm feeling about as good as a Stretch Armstrong, my mans.
Okay.
I'll let you decipher that.
Yeah, I'll have to think on that. I'll meditate. Yo, so I wanted to start this podcast out with something a little slower. I've mentioned her before, but we're gonna be playing Faye Webster's Kingston music video. I wanted to start out with something a little mellow. It's not a podcast without Predator, Oppie.
Straight up.
Yeah.
I've been engaged.
Yo, so what you been up to today?
Come on, you piece of shit. Tell me.
Tell me.
Went to Winco and went grocery shopping.
Dude,
I haven't been to Winco in so long. It was awesome.
I never fucked with Winco, man.
What?
Dude, I know.
What's wrong with you?
You're the second person to actually
Winco's awesome.
say to my face, like, what? You don't fucking like Winco? Like,
you don't fucking like Winco? I'll be number two.
It just feels like a more scattered, random Costco, if anything.
Bro, no. Costco's like bulk items for families and like people that do big cooks, like schools or large families.
Yeah, bulk
shit. Because I had a membership to Costco, and I went there, and like by the time you're at $100, you have like 6 items because you want mayo, but they only come in a container of 6. You want eggs, okay, well you get 36 of them. So like that shit is when it's hard to. Like, you can't just every time I need groceries go to Costco because I get way too many items.
Yeah. I always got excited to go to Costco to, one, look at their big toys.
Deli, dude, or whatever.
Oh, deli. Oh, the muffins. Yeah.
No, what the fuck's it called? Just the cafeteria, I guess.
Cafeteria.
The chicken bakes. Dog.
Oh, yeah,
the
dude.
Chicken bakes.
So I fucking loved... Oh, wait, you were a chicken bake boy.
I was a chicken bake boy.
Oh, man.
Like, dude, everywhere had pizza. Like... Pizza's pizza.
Yeah, but they gave you big slices. They give you big slices.
But dude, where can you get a chicken bake?
I don't know.
I mean, now they sell them as freezer items, but like at the time, where could you just get a chicken bake?
Just so we're not...
I didn't even know that was a real thing.
Just so we're not sounding super confusing to everyone. Costco is like a all across America thing, right?
I fucking hope so.
I feel like we went to a Costco in Texas, definitely.
Yeah.
I definitely saw a Costco in Texas when I was just down there.
For sure.
Yeah. Yeah, so they're probably all over America. Fucking Costco's. I went there. That's where I get CDs sometimes. CDs, movies, and occasionally a fucking M-rated game. Maybe Mortal Kombat.
This is a random segue, but before I forget the thought, has there ever been a word in your life that you learned like by reading it and not phonetically to where you just had the wrong enunciation of it? Until you said it out loud and somebody was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
I know exactly what you're talking about, yeah.
I had 2 words like that in my life.
What words?
Economy. The first time I ever read it was aloud in history class, and I said econymy. I was like, what the hell is econymy? And my friend hit me, he was like, bro, this says economy. I was like, what? Oopsie.
There's definitely like a bunch of words where that still is a thing today where people will say a word and I'm just like, wait, you mean this word?
And they're like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, I feel like it's pretty commonplace.
I worked with this one girl that it threw me off. She, we were talking about the machines and she had a question. She came up and asked me, she was like, hey, what are the parameters? I was like, what the hell is a parameter? That sounds like a different job. What are you talking about? And she's like, this thing right here. And I was like, oh, you're talking parameter?
Hilarious.
Parameter. I was so confused. I was like, I don't know any meter that measures paras. What are you talking about? Tala just put out a new music video as well. I haven't watched it yet.
Who?
Tala? Or Tala, however you say it.
How do you spell that?
Tallah. It's Justin Bonnet's band. Mr. Hungry Lights.
17 hours ago. Whoa. Very homemade looking music video. But like...
In a cool way.
Well done, yeah. Absolutely. This has like some
90s energy.
Yeah, 90s grunge like feel to it.
Yeah, this is what my parents thought I did when I like went to a Blockbuster.
Man.
You wouldn't download a fucking car, would you? This has that energy.
Jesus Christ.
In the best possible way.
It's so weird to think about how just commonplace those propaganda, I guess they were like anti-smoking, anti-just drugs commercials.
Dude, JonTron has a beautiful... It's one of my favorite episodes.
I remember you showed me that.
The drug PSA episode.
Wow.
Is so fucking funny. I quote it all the time, that Ronald Reagan real quote when he's up giving a press conference and he goes, marijuana is probably the most harmful drug known to man.
Probably. Like, emphasis on the probably.
You don't know? You're just like, maybe it gives us all skin-eating cancer. Who knows? There's not enough research.
In Ronald Reagan's fucking just voice, his accent or whatever, you know.
His timbre, I guess.
Yeah, that's great.
In today's society, we cannot smoke marijuana.
Oh.
Yeah, that's so fun. That whole episode. The fucking Michael Jordan crossover with McDonald's.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Hi, I'm Michael Jordan, and McDonald's has given me this time to tell you drugs are bad.
I got paid a lot of money to be here right now.
Who are you trying to fool, Michael?
They gave me this suit. I said, yeah, I got to have that suit.
Michael, you're wearing a Goodwill suit, and you're in front of, like, when you go to the Walmart photography places.
Life is confusing. My manager said I needed to do this.
I just want to play basketball.
Baseball. Forgot that, yeah. In Space Jam, he was like a baseball player.
Well, he really did that in real life, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. He did, but...
No, only in Space Jam.
It was weird that
does that mean Space Jam is canon to real life?
Yes, it actually
happened.
happened.
Tie of Bill Murray and
Michael
Michael
Space Force exists
Michael
now,
Jordan.
So they're trying to...
Can you imagine if Space fucking Jam had Michael Jackson instead of Michael Jordan?
Could you imagine just Donald Trump, like, that's what insinuated him, like, wanting to initiate the Space Force? It's just like he watched Space Jam and he's just like, I think there's something out there.
I don't trust these tiny little aliens.
Defund public schools. We're investing in this.
Kill the arts. There's aliens.
I like how, because we were talking Ronald Reagan before Donald Trump. I kind of have this like a Trump Reagan accent instead of just a Donald Trump accent. Oh God.
Aliens are probably the most dangerous threat to the U.S. militia.
Jesus Christ. Oh my God.
Beautiful. I love the idea of the president cartoonishly sitting up from his chair in the middle of watching Space Jam. I need to act.
Yeah. Well, think about it, Austin.
Get Elon Musk on the
phone. Donald Trump really is as close to a real-life cartoon character as they come, I feel like.
Do you think Donald Trump just calls Elon Musk? He's like, my computer's hissing at me again. Elon, is it time?
Are the computers my computer's slow.
Help me, Elon.
How do I install RAM?
He's just constantly, Elon, I need you to come over to my house and turn my router back on.
Man. And yet Elon's in the corner and he's just like...
updating his son in the corner of the room.
Just as long as the kids think I'm cool, sure.
I'll do
Kanye did something like this and he gained public attention through the media, maybe.
Did you say you want me on another episode of Rick and Morty? Did you know that I know memes?
I'm funny. Oh, shit.
Everybody. Hey, man. Yo, Justin. What's your favorite Aqua Teen Hunger Force episode?
Favorite episode?
Do you remember the show well enough?
Yeah. Well, I remember the show, but I wasn't...
Like an arc or something?
I never watched it, like... every fucking weekend, you know. It was
this week on Aqua Teen Hunger.
Well, yeah. Well, that's kind of how that show was. It was just constantly. They were constantly pumping episode after episode. It was like 15-minute.
It was very hard to follow.
Yeah, for real. I just remember anytime it was like watching. Did you ever watch Death Clock? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I watched like the first 2-3 seasons of Death Clock.
Sounds about right.
It's pretty everywhere, you know? Like, yeah, if you watch it all the way through, it's going to be better. You're going to understand the character development
a lot more. It's like every 5th
more.
episode, it furthers the story.
Yeah. That's a great way to kind of compare the two separate shows. But yeah, I don't know. I loved how every episode kind of just revolved around just pissing off the fat neighbor dude.
Carl.
What
the fuck are you guys doing in that house?
Everyone in that fucking show looks so just insanely just what crazy characters that are supposed to portray like real people in our world, I guess. And yet the neighbor is just like hyper realistic. Like, oh, this is actually your white trash neighbor. It just gets fucked up, and
he's just in a world that he's just not supposed to be a part of.
Yeah, exactly.
Like some dude that fell into like a time hole and just accepted it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I guess I'm just here now. This is my world. I live next to fast food items.
Fast food yeah.
And they fucking kill me every day. This is how.
Yeah, I loved that show. I just never watched it the way it probably should have been. Is it? They still don't make episodes of that. It's done now.
They
right?
had like a movie a long time ago.
Oh, okay,
they ended it.
Yeah.
Whenever a show gets a movie, it's over.
Wow. Igor has a like just really cool sounding instruments. I guess is what I'm hearing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how you could recreate this live 100%, but
they do a pretty good job.
Really?
A lot of it's backtrack, but they have a real-time DJ.
Okay.
So he does a lot of the manipulation, at least.
Yeah.
And the two vocalists are fucking phenomenal live. Especially.
I would just foresee bringing so many different instruments on that stage, you know, kind of something like Slipknot.
Well, they play like big stages usually.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's the only way I feel like I would really want to see a band like this. You know, I don't think I'd ever want to see it in a small club.
Anything.
Yeah, it needs that theater to it because this is what it is. It's exactly that. It's a theater like
if it was
performance.
coming out of somebody's uncle's PA, it'd be like, man, this sucks.
Yeah, for real.
But
some backyard
stage,
barbecue,
like,
4th of July shit.
Yeah, exactly. Like that. Like it would kill this band. That would be the worst experience. Yeah. But seeing it, you know, main stage somewhere, it'd be like, this is ethereal, dude. This is insane.
Yeah. That was always a weird thing that I feel like anyone that ever like kind of made it anywhere in music, they've always had that experience at some point in their music career, younger, where they had to perform at just like this fucking barbecue somewhere. Yeah, I'm talking like, oh, this is my uncle's having like a little bonfire. You want to? He's looking for some.
Headline?
There's gonna be like this like group of 60-year-old blues players, and they need another like band. You guys want to play your screamo there? And you're just like, fuck, man, this might fucking be our break, guys. Like, guys, we have to play this fucking bonfire.
Your 16-year-old friends.
Yeah, and everyone's just like, this is our moment. This is our time to shine.
Dude, do you think your dad's going to have any friends over that'll, like, hook us up in the music scene?
Yeah. Did I'm pretty sure I told you about this, but before For the Likes of You was everything, back in some of my earlier bands, I remember we played this, it was a surf shop by the ocean. It's just like a tiny little surf shop, and we had a manager who really wasn't a manager. He got us this gig. He's just like, guys, you need to play this. It's the surf shop by the beach. Like, there's going to be cool people there. And we're just like, fuck, man.
There's going to be babes.
We got to play this show. Like, we are not ready to perform live because we only have like 3 songs and like a cover. But
I know that.
Let's, we just got to, you know, practice all day and drive out there. Hopefully we have enough gas money.
Because we know we're not getting paid.
Yeah, for real. And we fucking rolled up, and there straight up was like maybe 5 people.
Oh,
one of them was like this old guy that was just barbecuing shit.
I googled music.
We were
so this is what I found.
I will give ourselves props on this. We had the conversation before we drove out there that we were pretty certain the sound system was going to be fucking bonk, you know? And so we were just like, well, let's just bring ours. And we did. And it was a big pain in the ass to load an entire PA system up. But we showed up, and lo and behold, they straight up just didn't have a fucking PA system. They thought bands just brought that shit. What?
Oh my god.
What the hell?
That's so detached.
Yeah.
Like, wait, you guys don't just bring your own? That's awesome.
For real. I got to get your opinion on this guy.
Okay, Jebby, what's your favorite horror movie?
Favorite horror movie?
Mm-hmm. Or at least one that you really enjoy.
So, if you were to ask me as a kid, probably Signs for the longest time.
Okay.
Signs scared the fuck out of me in all the, I don't know, all the ways that a young child, I think, never could have fathomed. Just like,
right,
oh my God,
it's got Mom Death, it's got Home Intruder, it's got Aliens, it's got Crazy Dad.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's got everything. And the fucking corn maze.
Yeah.
Being alone in the middle of nowhere.
I think the fact that the alien was just like so insanely well camouflaged that it just like, it always had me like hypersensitive after that movie, just like with my surroundings. I was always just like
looking out the window, like,
camouflaged alien just anywhere. He could do it fucking on rocks. Oh my God, I'm never going on the playground. He's just hiding under all the pebbles.
Dude, when I was a kid, Jeepers Creeper was that movie.
Oh, yep. Jeepers Creepers.
I remember sprinting to take the trash out as a kid at night.
Oh, yeah.
I'd be like, he's going to fucking sweep up from the sky and steal me.
Yeah.
I'm just bolting to where the garbage area was.
Yeah. The fear of the dark is so interesting to me. I think, what's his name? Vsauce did something on fear once. Where he just talked
it's like
about
fear of the unknown type association.
Yeah, from like fear of the dark, just how it's a primal instinct for people. He got me thinking about the fear of sound and just how just I guess horror music score artists or just conductors, they're just super aware of certain frequencies and chords that just like are unnerving to people.
Right. Stuff that, sounds eerie and out of place. Like, putting metal on a violin or something. It's like, that's not what that usually does.
Yeah. Sharp, just high frequencies that
Insidious
bend ever.
Really sprung that shit to life big.
Yeah, I think Insidious kind of probably set the stage for future scores in terms of like jump scare movies, I should say, because I feel like there are a lot of cool new horror movies that I really like that are really just like synth driven still, kind of like as if Halloween was like continuing today.
It is.
Yeah, well, yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah, there was the 2018 Halloween that came out?
Dude, the score on that is so sick too.
Yeah, it's great.
So good.
It's great. It definitely... It's
definitely a different type of synthy. Like, the Insidious is more of like soundscaping instruments, like dragging like guitar instruments across like a violin string, doing like weird different sounds with instruments versus making spooky music.
Spooky. But my favorite horror movie right now, the movie that just really like still just kind of sends shivers down my spine. I'm not sure just quite yet. I feel like I couldn't give you a title right now.
No
I for some reason if I could think of one, it would have to be one with just really intense imagery. I feel like The Lighthouse was great. I loved that horror movie. I loved it because I feel like it's just a great movie that dives into how terrifying we as people really are, in isolation. Like the levels to just fucking mental suffering. It's hard to fathom that, if you're just stuck on a rock for this long,
stuck with yourself.
Yeah. Isolation is not for the faint of heart.
Yeah, for real.
Very few people can just...
shit comes out.
Yeah.
A lot of people that can't deal with it end up becoming extroverted and like, okay, the way I deal with this intense suffering is by just never slowing down.
I feel like when you separate yourself from people, it's almost as if you're dampening one of your senses,
We're definitely.
Yeah, it's like why does torture chambers include like some type of sensory deprivation or something, or over enhancement. You know, those sound torture rooms.
Dude, torture is such a fucked up thing. Like, obviously, that's not making a bold claim or anything, but just the creativity that goes into the suffering of it is insane. Like the water torture, not like waterboarding, but they do like this water droplet one where they will keep you in a room, like an isolated room, for a very long time. And they'll drop water, little droplets on your head, but they'll do it infrequently, so it changes all the time, so you can never get used to it, so you can't ever numb it out. So like you try to sleep, and every like 5 seconds a drop hits you, but in a different like speed or a different weight amount, or like a couple different seconds behind or ahead, and it's never in a normal pattern, so you cannot get used to the pattern, and you can't like sleep or focus.
That makes perfect sense for some reason. Just imagining
such
like
a subtle, just crazy fucked up thing.
That's a weird thing. I think everyone that kind of goes on the fucking internet is aware of the Russian sleep experiment or something, or whatever it's called.
Creepypasta?
The creepypasta.
Yeah, it's a Russian sleep experiment. You're right.
Where, like, I shouldn't have to put a spoiler alert in front of this.
So good.
Yeah, but essentially, a homeboy that's like being tortured without being able to sleep is, he fucking says he can see God or some shit.
Mm-hmm. Does this song have like a fucking like ringer sample in it? There's like this like.
This is right up your alley with the Grizzy D kind of shit you're doing.
Like the A and B.
Yeah, the A and B like shots.
I love AMVs. I'm glad these are making a comeback. I'm a big fan of those.
This rapper in particular, I think all of his videos that I was able to find are all these types of videos. Harper. I've been listening to him a little bit recently. Might have to dive a little deeper to see if I really fuck with it. But
right, that's how I kind of feel about a lot of this music. Like Gizmo is really one of the Dr. Phil, man.
Wow.
Can't escape him.
Love it. I fuck with it even more. What a great way to end a video. That's how you know you're the same person.
Real.
Oh, yeah. I wanted to show you this fucking... So I did a little more digging. The other day I was telling you about an artist that I enjoyed this fucking song, the feel, everything about it. But I then just listened to the fucking lyrics, man. I just really paid attention to the lyrics. And, homie was just spitting trash. Like,
I love the idea.
I'm a goth boy and I got a goth bitch like my dick. Like shit like that.
Listening to Pierce the Veil does not make you alternative.
It's like you're listening to it and you know homie's like maybe 17 years old.
Oh,
like,
God.
Come on, homie. You've probably had sex like at most 3 times in your life.
He's got 7 I Heart Boobies bracelets.
Oh, yeah. You get that kind of feel from it. So the artist I'm talking about is, I think he goes by Kamara. But yeah, I watched his a music video of his today because I was just, I like to give artists a fair fucking chance. I feel like that's how you really...
That's how you accidentally write off good artists a lot of times.
Exactly, yeah.
One listen in a group of people and you're like, oh yeah, I hated that too.
Yeah, so anyways, I went fucking typed him in on YouTube and, lo and behold, the music video even looks pretty good. But it's just another fucking song with just trash fucking lyrics. And
I went to Chrome, I typed in Google, I searched YouTube, I opened the app.
Yeah, the production is so great, but the second you get a look at homie's face, you're just like, oh, I know who this kid is.
Yeah, I've met you.
How is he putting up this front like he's...
Is this a plant, do you think? What's his views like in the production? Is it like warranted?
I don't think he's got a lot of views. I definitely think homie's doing it himself. I think homie just got lucky.
Do you remember Jumex? He came out, I'm pretty sure he was an industry plant.
Jumex? Mm-hmm. Sounds familiar, but there's so many fucking people to pay attention to on the internet now that it's just...
No, you should know them all.
Okay, so interesting thing about the way he starts this music video, completely separate song. I don't even think it's an actual one of his songs. I think he just added it to the beginning of this video to kind of have a very deep like transition into the real song. Like, oh, that was just the intro. Now the real shit starts. Now I'm a bad bitch. Like, I don't know. He's like trying to show that he's like depressed or something in this. I'm just wandering, just all by myself in this dark forest with my fucking drip on. I'm looking fresh as fuck.
Yeah, he's definitely got tap out vibes.
And this is the cut right here. So he gets fucking abducted. Bag over the head. That's all it takes. A bag over that. Oh, I'm fucking out cold.
Right. And no struggle. Just the bag is filled with chloroform.
And enter bad bitch mode. Oh shit.
What?
Yeah, you see.
Wait, wasn't he just bagged? I'm confused.
Yeah, now he's fucking dripping. Yeah.
I like the idea of being kidnapped and waking up fully dripped. Like just somebody kidnapped you and just murdered out your clothes.
This definitely.
Look at this dude. He's fucking fitted.
Watching this again, this definitely has rich kid from LA vibes. Mm-hmm. He really just kind of. He makes me feel a little ashamed to be a fucking Adidas boy. I gotta be straight. Yeah, I don't know. It's
because like this is like Slim Jesus in a different part of town. He's literally got the same flow too. This thing and then that thing and then this thing and it's that thing. I got 2 cars and there's 4 cars. I got 9 cars. Now I got no bars.
Yeah. See, video's great. Production's great. But yeah, I think this is a classic case of probably just a rich kid that wanted to be a cool rapper or something.
Yeah.
But not live like any of that real shit.
I feel that. I felt that way about what's her name, Baby Goth.
Baby Goth, yep. Well, I think it was proven that she was an industry plant.
Oh, really?
Yep, 100%.
Yeah, it just felt like she was selling an aesthetic more than anything because the music was so fucking uninspired and lame.
Well, you look at her introduction into just the SoundCloud rap community, and you first find her featured with Lil Xan and what's that other guy's name? It should be Trippie Redd, yeah. Oh. Yeah, it's a collab between the 3 of them, and that's where she's introduced into the community. And from there, you find her Instagram, you see that she's posting her single stuff, and boom, that's exactly how it is. Yeah. I gotta say, props to the labels or whatever industry is planting her because, like, yeah, that works great.
Props for fucking completely taking away the moral, like, good side of music.
Yeah. What a way to just exploit the art. I wonder where that lands you. Like, what level of hell you're putting at the end of your life because of that. Like, oh,
Such a weird thing.
I cheated everything. Everything's a lie.
There's so many musicians already.
Let's see.
Just make one of them the plant.
This is 4 months ago and it has 1 million views. It's called After Party by Baby Goth.
Tiny little wee little Baby Goth.
Oh.
Sounds like it honestly sounds like she's trying to go for that Housley sound now. Housley's been killing it lately.
Yeah, she really has.
Deservingly, dude. Housley is really talented, honestly.
For real, yeah. I think she. I saw a video. She was actually like in the streets protesting.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, totally sick.
She wanted a real one.
Yeah, she was doing some medic shit. She was out there with like all these supplies.
Damn.
I think it was just her and a couple friends.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
She was frontlining stabbing water bottles.
For real, yeah.
You said for real. Like, oh wait, shit. What did I disagree to?
Oh yeah, she's got influencers and shit in this. It's an interesting thing too. Just imagine that's your job. You're just you're an influencer and you get paid to be like in music videos with
to appear and stuff.
Yeah, like I mean, it makes sense, but it's just kind of.
Mm-hmm. I feel like that just.
It's like we're not actually friends. But
I feel like if you don't have somebody like real as fuck on your team,
yeah,
that could easily be very detrimental to your mental health. To just be the person that's just I show up and everybody just dances around me and we party and take pictures and people scream and yell for me, and then I go and I sit alone in my home and just in isolation because nothing is real.
Yeah, that's an interesting thing. I look at people like this that come in hot and they're just their aesthetic is, I'm the best. I'm I'm the baddest. Like I got this shit figured out. I'm some king shit. Like I think about that, but then I think about how every single person on this fucking earth, deep down in their own brain, always is kind of tripping up. Is always kind of just like, oh, like I don't feel like I'm really that cool, or just like everyone has insecurities, is what I'm trying to say. And I guess what I'm trying to say is, I wonder how having that and just being told one day, oh, we're going to plant you somewhere and you're just going to be successful and famous. And you did nothing. You worked not at all for it. It just happened.
That's wild.
How does that affect a person, Yeah,
that's how I feel about YouTubers sometimes too. Or I guess child stars.
Yep. Child stars, I think, get it the worst. Like Justin Bieber is a great example.
Macaulay Culkin's an even better example.
I think he's the king of it. Yeah.
He's the king example.
Homie.
Yo, King Example's a good rap name.
King Example. Yeah.
That's a pretty solid name.
I'd back that.
Patent pending. I put my dick in your bag till I fuck your face.
Wait, how did it go from Baby Goth to Gizmo?
I think it's because of our last 4 recommends that we were playing.
Fair enough, but I like to imagine that in some weird world, Gizmo and Baby Goth collab. It's just him shaving her head in the music video.
Just like tied up in a pool, just shaving her head.
If homie is not Scooby-Doo, not Scooby-Doo, I mean Shaggy for Halloween.
Oh, dude, that'd be awesome. Gizmo would make such a good fucking Shaggy.
It's ridiculous, right?
Especially Matthew Lillard Shaggy.
Yeah, exactly. I did not watch
Scoob,
yeah.
Scoob.
But I saw a couple of the actors from the Scooby-Doo movie.
They were like pissed.
They were like pissed, yeah.
Like, yo, what the hell? I thought we were Scooby-Doo.
It was like in the I think it was the 80s when Fred had like fucking weird orange pants instead of just the blue pants.
They were like, I don't know.
No, I think it was a shirt. No, yeah, it was
Shaggy's
Shaggy's shirt was different too. It was just like a weird.
I remember the Halloween episode. Shaggy had an orange shirt.
I remember the fact that Scrappy Doo just randomly appeared for a few years, just pissing me off.
I know.
How come he exists now? Just because Scooby's cool?
I don't know. Maybe they thought that like the baby aesthetic, because it works in a lot of companies where you make a baby of something like Baby Sonic, Baby Peanut.
Yeah. But why?
I don't know. It worked for them,
but in
Scrappy Doo, I think it's because they gave him a personality, and it was, hey, I'm your little annoying brother that tattles on you if you don't give me what I want. And so everyone was like, God, fuck off, Scrappy, you piece of shit.
Yeah.
Nobody wants you, Scrappy Doo. You're an issue.
There's a reason in the movies he was a fucking.
He was a villain.
He was a villain.
Yo, I am so sorry to anyone that hasn't seen Scooby-Doo and Scooby-Doo 2 Return to Zombie Island. Or what's it, Monster Island?
Zombie Island, yeah.
No, Zombie Island's the animated.
Yeah, that one's the sickest animation, I think.
It is. That is. I wasn't.
Some people would say
the peppers, dude. Can we talk about the peppers?
Everyone wanted to try those peppers.
Everyone wanted those peppers.
Everyone. Oh, man. Absolutely. Shit, I don't even know what I was going to say.
You were going to talk about how much you like the series Pumpkinhead.
The first Pumpkinhead is very enjoyable, actually.
Well, contrary to popular belief, I would say.
I don't know. I kind of fuck with Pumpkinhead. I mean, it's silly. It's very silly. It could be so much better.
The character 100%. Looks cool. I'll give you that. That's about it.
He is, like, for the time, what was it, 81 or something like that?
I don't think it was that old.
It's a pretty old movie.
It's pretty old, for sure.
The monster design, out of this fucking world.
Yeah, I think it's who was it? Was it Stan Winston or whatever?
I think so.
Or it was one of those. It was either Stan Winston or not Jim Henson. Jim Henson's like fucking Dark Crystal and shit.
Yeah.
He's the puppet guy. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Stan Winston. He was like the dude that made like all the fucking monster designs in the 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pumpkinhead's honestly an iconic look. But the movies are underwhelming.
Yeah,
but he is cool. Like if he appeared in like a Versus movie, I'd be stoked. I'll give you that.
I think Pumpkinhead is a prime example of a movie that could have just been so fucking legendary had the script really just been worked on and they got genuinely good actors.
Yeah.
I think in that vein, that whole series just really
suffered. Set up some cool lore, but it just never really went anywhere. It was like a cool idea that you could, like, in your dying breath, cast a spell on somebody. If you were murdered, you could be like, "You fuck, Pumpkinhead's gonna come for you."
Yeah.
And you'd be like, "Oh no, he damned me. He damned me before I killed him.
Damned me.
Pumpkin Boy's gonna come and rip my skull out."
Pumpkin Boy. He's now yeah.
Hey, I'm Pumpkin Boy.
Pumpkin Boy, he's
I'm
cool.
the Scrappy-Doo of this story.
He goes to your school.
Yeah, he bullies your kids. Pumpkin Boy harasses your kid before.
Wow. That's a fucking adaptation that I would love to see.
I would watch that for sure.
Oh, buddy.
Would you watch R-rated E.T.?
Dude, I would watch.
E.T. was bad.
Dude, yeah, absolutely. R-rated E.T.
I think that'd be cool.
Dude, I think it'd be great.
Like E.T., but if the thing that crashed was a face hugger instead of E.T. Like that little boy is like, oh, Drew Barrymore comes out, little baby Drew Barrymore comes out, gets fucking face hugged.
Oh, God. Ever since we went to the river the other day.
In a van down by the river.
I tried going to sleep to the sound of just...
river water.
Yeah. And you know, I fucking was out.
Piss your pants.
Yeah, just wake up drenched and pissed. What the fuck? Never again.
I brought the river with me.
Fuck. Too much water.
I manifested a real river.
Never question the abilities of my psyche. Do you ever do a stupid, crazy little kid thing?
Yeah, we've talked about it before, but I used to just jump off the house, just onto the ground.
Dude,
no roll or anything,
Yeah.
just hard feet on ground.
This
is a good thing to do.
I 100% did that too. I remember having this weird thing I did whenever my brothers would want to beat the shit out of me.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was I took a fucking Limp Bizkit lyric and I just screamed it until like I had like Dragon Ball Z powers,
dude.
And I would just like go psychotic and slap the shit out of my older brothers. Yeah. Yeah,
I love that shit.
Dude,
that
I'm
is such
insane.
a little kid thing. No, dude, you're not alone in that though. That is such a little kid thing that like when kids don't have like an outlet for their rage or anger, they just do shit like that. Like I saw this on Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah,
it's not uncommon.
I convinced my next door neighbor who was a year younger than me when I was like, I think I was in second grade. I convinced him. I was hanging out with him one day and I like grabbed him by his shoulder and I was like, hey, listen, man, I got to tell you something like really fucking serious. Like, and he's like, what? What? And I brought him. I had to bring him somewhere to tell him this because this is how fucking serious and dumb I am as a kid.
This is funny already.
So I bring him to this special spot, and I look him dead in the eyes.
Would you finger him under the bleachers? What's going on?
I look him dead in the eyes, and I'm just like, listen.
I gotta suck your little penis, Morty.
I gotta tell you the truth.
Oh god.
I'm actually like a cyborg. And he was like, yeah, no shit. I think I must have, it was like Justice League or something was on. And I was like, that looks fucking cool. Yeah, I want to be the cyborg man. And I convinced him.
Homie watched Teen Titans and was like, yeah.
Teen Titans,
Me
yeah.
too.
Yeah, I convinced him I was a fucking cyborg. And you know what?
He believed you?
Might as well have been, because after that, I demonstrated how robotic I was. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Dude, you feel like that's a superpower in its own when you're a child. Lying.
Yeah.
Like when you get away with a good lie, you're like, whoa. This is what it's like, huh? This is what the president feels like. This is true power.
For real.
I remember Cleverbot.
Cleverbot?
Or no, not Cleverbot. It's something, maybe it was Cleverbot. Excuse me. There was a site you could go to, I don't know, when I was in junior high, I don't really know what time period that was, but around that time. And whatever you typed into the search thing, it didn't matter what you put into the keys, it would always type in the same exact thing. It would be like, Cleverbot, can you do this thing for me, please? And it would keep going regardless of like how much you typed. But the trick was that whatever you typed was the answer. So you would type in shit, and on the screen it would be a preset of words.
Oh, okay.
That would always be the same thing, like, hey, Cleverbot, can you answer
it's like
this set
it's
of
like
things
21
for me?
questions, but for an actual.
No, it's to trick people. So you go, hey, what's a question you want for this bot? And then you would know the answer already. Hopefully, that's like the setup. Like say I know your favorite sandwich is turkey and ham. I'd go to you and I'd be like, hey, what do you want to ask this dumb little robot? Oh, what's your favorite sandwich? Maybe. You're like, okay, yeah, ask it what my favorite sandwich is, and then you would type in turkey and ham, but on the computer screen, in the search bar, it would show up as not that. It would show up as something else, and when you hit enter, it would reveal what you typed, which they wouldn't know, and then it would be the answer. And so they'd be like, what the fuck? This thing knows? What the hell? I remember having hours of fun of that on the internet of just tricking your friend like, yo, I know all your intimate secrets, and I'm about to fucking ruin your brain right now.
Yo, I think we got new currents.
Yeah, it came out today.
Today, yeah.
Well, I get when we filmed this, recorded this.
Yeah, for real. Wow, kind of went with a softer sound.
Yeah, there's a lot more of that.
Wow,
there's a lot of syncopated shit too.
We're listening to the new currents. The song is "Better Days."
Better days, mate.
Just
better
came
days.
out today. Yeah. Whoa, this is cool.
Yeah, I like the chorus. Shit.
This is right up Zach's alley.
Definitely.
You know, yeah.
These are his types of choruses.
This is like when Wage War released their first record.
He's like, huh?
Remember? Yeah, I remember when Wage War put their second one out.
Oh, okay, the second one.
Zach was like the only one that was just like really just bumping that record all the time. Like I remember Wage War. They had the song. Was it Stitch?
Yeah,
Stitch was fucking sick.
A fucking slapper, bro.
Yeah, great fucking song, and I think it was on that record. Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah. And I just remember thinking that whole record was just going to be banger after banger after banger like that. But fucking,
it was like four good tracks.
Four, but
maybe
only like
two great ones.
Yeah,
South,
four, but only
it was
two.
What's it called? South something? South side or south?
Well, that's the thing. I would remember. Oh yeah,
that cool ass chorus.
Good song, but realistically, there's so many better songs I want to listen to.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
I recently got into Animal. That's a band I forgot existed. I think they're a band anymore, but they're pretty meaty.
Yeah,
I guess I'm aggro shit.
They
remind me of sorry to cut you off, but they remind me of Youth Forever.
Yeah, that's a good comparison. Yeah, you were playing them the other day, and I was so surprised that they're making music again because
I don't think they are.
Oh, really?
I think that was older.
Older? Oh, okay. Because I used to listen to Animal back in like 2014.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's.
I used to ride the bus and listen to them, and I was just like, "Oh, this is like a heavy ass band that exists." Whoa, I like that.
Slide. Yeah, Currents is really good. Check out the new album, guys. The Way It Ends.
They never disappoint with cool guitar sounds. Mm-hmm. Love that. 1 year ago, they had a fucking song. Maybe I'll play that one.
You don't think I've seen that one?
Can we talk about how Texas is, they're just like, that's the state that's always down to just have a good time, no matter what, in terms of like just shows.
Yeah.
I feel like I've never, even like when we played Corpus Christi and there wasn't a shit ton of people out there. Like everyone was just still down to have fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. I love about certain music communities where people, you can tell by the places you go that some people are just there because it makes them look good. It makes them feel like a cool hardcore guy or something like that.
Versus the actual
they like hardcore dance for 30 seconds and there's just supposed pit kings.
Right.
Like,
I've done it.
Did you get that fucking video of me just punching that fucking...
that boomerang of me kicking that girl in the hip?
Yeah. This just in, local homie jumps on his friend, puts hand on his head, and then uses other fist to hit his hand. It's a funny gesture. He does this to only his homies. Gesture. This is his way of facilitating friendship.
Oh, look now, mate. Here he comes out the end of the circle. He's got his mate on his back, and they spinning.
Mate on his back.
They fucking spinning, mate.
Matey.
Nar.
I brought this up today. You're gonna have to give it a listen, but I feel like this is a band that's always reoccurring on this podcast. But End officially put out their new record today. Well, EP, I should say. That. It's good. I will say
it's good.
I have some reserves for sure. I think it's a great, fast, just heavy record with a lot of just cool, really their own sounding sounds. Wow, that's a weird sentence. But
it's a smelly smell.
Yeah, it sounds great. I love it for what it is. It isn't as heavy, I think, as their other stuff.
Necessary.
Yeah, exactly. Necessary Death, great example of just a song that's just like intense. You can feel the vocalist clenching his neck kind of thing.
I told him to let me get my stuff out the car.
Yeah, I think out of all the... just agreeing like casual.
Yeah, for sure.
I think something I did see just by looking it up today for a quick second. I'm not alone with my reserves with the Vocalist. Vocalist is a little underwhelming, I feel like, on this one. In terms of listening to it all the way through. Instrumentally, it's very fast. A lot of fucking blast beats. Love that.
I was honestly kind of worried of that because homie's been so busy the past couple years. He toured with Varials for like a full year.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they did like a Japan tour and a Europe tour, and the vocalist couldn't get his visa for either tour, so he did both of them, and it was like 6 months of touring at least.
Yeah.
And then he had his own band with Counterparts, and then they were doing shit, and then on top of that, the End EP. So yeah, I was worried that him having 3 very dedicated projects one of them would start to suffer. Mm-hmm. So that's a bummer to hear that was partially right, but also like, hey homie, maybe you don't overwork yourself.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. This is just like a listen, full volume, no fucking lyrics near me. It's really, that it's a bit.
Yeah, Pariah's still sick. I stand by that song.
Yeah, End is a band that it's really fucking hard to know what the lyrics are without having the lyrics right in front of you.
He does that really open mouth, low, and it kind of just like the breath is hard to hear enunciation in.
Yeah. In my opinion,
Number 7.
The best way to experience their music is to, if you have access to a music video, pull the music video up and then have the lyrics on the side and, play them all side by side. I feel like that's the best way to maybe understand the
true experience.
Well, yeah. Understand the emotion that's behind the song, the weight behind it all.
Yeah. I mean, I always recommend reading the lyrics when you're listening to a song anyway.
What a, just...
lost art form.
For real. I used to sit on the floor and just,
Dude, you gotta read the lyric booklets in song or in the CDs you buy.
Love
that shit.
This is like a weird collector thing, but one of my favorite things about collecting CDs. I don't open them up anymore because I'm a creep. I'm weird. My baby's got to be in optimal fucking condition because I'm a collector.
They must be in optimal condition.
But my favorite thing was just I'd crack open a CD and that first fucking whiff you'd get from the fucking...
Nobody's touched this with
me.
me.
It's so clean. The chemicals.
The chemicals.
Oh, the paint. The ink.
I'm the first one to witness you experiencing breath.
But yeah, that was just a weird thing that I remember loving about collecting CDs as a young kid.
Yeah, I loved reading the lyric booklets too, because sometimes people would make really funny jokes in the thank you sections.
Mm-hmm.
I always loved that. Have we talked about the Firstborn Plotting You CD booklet?
I have it.
Is it Father Seed or what's
it? Firstborn, yeah.
Firstborn, yeah. You have that CD?
Yeah, I have it in here somewhere.
In the lyric booklet in Landon Tewers' thank you section, he just thanks a bunch of Marvel or a DC supervillains and superheroes.
Ryan actually told me about that.
It's so funny. That's some king shit right there. And then at the end too, he said, "Also, my parents didn't abuse me."
Oh my god.
Because the whole album is about like.
Yeah, it's
being victimized and like abused. It's like a story of like several different stories, like miscarriage, about being like an aborted baby, basically.
Yeah.
Or having your brother be aborted, and then like being a victim of abuse, different waves of it.
Yeah, I still love that fucking record, man.
It's solid. It was fun, like OG metalcore.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, here she be.
I can definitely see why people thought it was cringy, but at the time I thought it was fine. I'm pregnant.
I kind of don't really fuck with the art too. I feel like it.
Yeah, I loved what was his Dan Mumford.
Yeah, he was a specific artist that was making art
but
for
this one
metalcore
specifically
bands.
was really weird to me.
Yeah, it was kind of like I got the same vibe for Scarlett O'Hara.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure it was the same color scheme too for both those.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, it's like the dude with like the raven floating around him.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. In Landon Tewers' thank you section for the Firstborn album, it says, "I'd like to thank my mom and dad for always supporting me no matter what. They didn't abuse me, I promise. My little brother for listening to every demo and every version of every song. Beb, Sissy, my girlfriend Kaylee for loving me. Yikes. That didn't age well. Clark Kent, Peter Parker, Bruce Wayne, Tony Stark, Mary Jane Watson, Robert Bruce Banner, Steve Rogers, Matt Murdock, Al Simmons, Deanna Prince, Johnny Storm, Susan Storm, Ben Grimm, Reed Richards, Scott Summers, Selena Kyle, Barry Allen, Lex Luthor, and all my friends and stuff."
That was a different person, man.
For real.
Landon was a different fucking person.
Different boy.
Yeah, for real.
Oh, he covered this?
It's really good. You not hear this?
This is perfect for him.
It's great.
As soon as it started, I was like, oh, I can already picture him singing.
We are listening to Landon Tewers, his cover of Billie Eilish's "Everything I Wanted."
This is in his wheelhouse. He probably heard this and was like, I should have wrote this. Fuck.
When he did it, at first I was kind of like, wait, is homie just trying to like cash in on like a fucking popular song right now? But then I listened to it and I was just like, oh no, this is like
just in his wheelhouse for sure.
Yeah, like this is what a pleasant surprise.
She heard a Landon Tewers song and was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, exactly. It was like, yeah, she got the inspiration from him, or he maybe wrote the song.
Right.
She bought it from him. Yeah, that shit definitely about my brother fucking making the song.
Didn't happen. No, it's actually been Landon the whole time.
Yeah, no.
Landon is Billie Eilish's brother.
Dude, with the way the world is right now, in reality, just being so loosely, just fucking anything can happen. Like,
might as well.
Yeah,
fuck it.
I could see it.
Sure. I know. Just there's nothing left that's like surprising anymore. All the crazy. Like, as soon as, honestly, got to be real. As soon as Donald Trump became president, that was when the South Park joke happened, where I was broken and I was like, nothing's. This is it. Nothing will be funnier than this moment. We've done it. we elected a fucking TV star. The guy that's been in several movies joked about, you're fired. Like, you're fired. He's our president. Yeah. It like broke me emotionally. Not like I cried or anything, but I just like things were less funny from that day forward, you know?
Yeah, I think the weird thing about it all too is like
you'd be in jail.
All the adults that ended up voting for him and shit, they just kind of got persuaded just like that. Like it was one thing he said, just like, I don't like these people. Just
they're like, yeah,
I don't like these people either.
I agree.
You know, he's got a lot of money. Maybe we should get behind that.
Trump just came out and he went, do you guys like your things? Okay, well, if you want to keep your things, vote for me. Otherwise, all your things are going to be taken from you. I can't help you if you don't vote. Your things are going to be taken. I don't know what to tell you.
Gone.
Your children, gone.
I don't know how, but they're going to be gone.
Mexicans are going to come in and take them all. You have to vote for me. I will protect you.
Oh, man. Yeah. I want to see that painting where, like, Trump is pretty much like the Vladimir Putin, like, riding a bear
right.
with a machine gun, just shirtless, and he's got
Trump,
fucking abs.
It's Trump on the Caesar's bed with an eagle feeding him grapes.
Eagle feeding him grapes. How fucking patriotic. But also ancient Greek. God of him.
How God of you.
Wow, that's
such a good
Trump
statement.
on his God shit, gang.
Wow, King, you really on your God shit.
You know, just out here repping. Oh, I know what I wanted to show you. Okay, so this is kind of a long one. I don't think I'll play the whole thing just because I think I really want you to kind of like listen to it on your own. I don't know how this this came out before this podcast was ever a thing, but it just completely went over my head, which I find kind of interesting because I saw Bring Me the Horizon put out a record that just went right over my head.
Was it Ammo?
No, it was after Ammo. They put out, they're doing some like cult shit now. Like, Bring the Horizon's trying to do some like
that poppy shit.
Kind of think that, but like Kanye's kind of thing too.
Like they into God now.
They're just like kind of creating this weird, I think, just mental, just like mantra practice, like with their fans. They're trying to make. Like if you're a Bring Me the Horizon fan, like you practice what it takes to be a member of
to be a true fan.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly.
They're like converting people to paganism on accident. I think nobody realizes it. It's like, I just like Bring Me the Horizon. They told me if I listen to their band, I have to, put a penny in my shoe and then travel to Busan every third moon and donate a part of my pancreas to the great old one.
The great old
Ular.
Yeah, you're going to look at this artwork and you're going to be like, oh, yeah, that's some cool shit. Yeah, so this, an interesting thing that
Fuck, you're right.
Dude, I told you. Okay.
Whoa.
You want to know okay, so just so people know what the fuck we're just talking about right now, I'm showing Abby the song Underground Big by Bring Me the Horizon. And it's interesting because it's not like any song I've heard in the sense that it is 3 artists, including Bring Me the Horizon, coming together to make one track. And they're all separate tracks within the track.
Weird.
But it works. It fucking works.
It really works. It really just works.
Yeah, so
I'm Billy Mays, and this is a cult. Let me tell you, it just works.
Let me...
Fear of the unknown, gone.
Gone.
Loss of family and camaraderie, disappear.
Top comment to this video that is, the song is 24 minutes long. Top comment is, can't wait for the extended version.
This is a song or this is the EP?
This is a song.
It's 24 minutes long?
There's multiples.
Whoa.
Let me show you what the record looks like on Spotify. I will say this, though. We're kind of poking a little fun at it, but I actually really kind of like it. I liked it a lot more than Ammo, honestly. Ammo was received okay, but it lacked something. I feel like on this record, it was really their transition into something that hasn't really been done in terms of like alternative.
There's something in the water.
In terms of like the alternative music scene, like rockers or just metalheads in general, because realistically,
is that the name of the album?
Yeah,
music to listen to, dance to, blaze to, pray to, feed to, sleep to, grind to, trip to.
It goes on. It goes on.
Keeps going.
Yeah, let me hang on.
Oh my god.
So it ends with grind to. Where's grind to? Grind. It's so long. That's why
grind
I'm having.
To, is that a subgenre of grindcore?
Grind
to.
Grind to, trip to, breathe to, help to, hurt to, scroll to, roll to, love to, hate to, learn to, plot to, play to, be to, feel to, breathe to, sweat to, dream to, hide to, live to, die to, and it ends with go to. Bring Horizon on some cool shit. So yeah, look at this shit. The record is 8 songs. Multiple featured artists throughout it, including Halsey. This is the record where Halsey did a song with them, which was a very pleasant song, I will say that. And yeah, there are more than a couple, there's a couple songs that are 10 minutes long each. And the song in the middle.
All of them are over 4 minutes.
Yeah, these are like big, like every song is different, right?
Right, like a big art piece rather than
exactly.
like a typical album.
A giant canvas, if you
That's crazy, in a good way. I have to dive into this in my free time.
Yeah, it's definitely something, if you're going to listen to it, make some time.
Be alone.
Exactly, yeah.
Free of judgment.
Maybe even a little bit of weed or something.
A little bit of that stanky ganky in
I could see myself getting a little shitty to this song, too.
I've always loved that term. Yo, boys, you want to get a little shitty? Just like acknowledging that we're going to be less of people.
Okay, so this is the change up obby right here. So the reason I bring up this song being so unique is going back to the 3 artists in this song. It starts out with Bexy, a rapper that I think I can say both of us mutually fuck with pretty heavily.
Yeah.
He's a great like SoundCloud artist. But anyways, yeah, he starts the song out. It's great. It's a good bop. And then things start picking up in the middle when it starts to slow down. And it transitions over to a fucking hardcore metalcore band, fucking Lotus Eater. The song just 100% cuts, and it's a different fucking genre.
I totally forgot that Lotus Eater was the other collab
Yeah,
in the song.
yeah. And from that, you just have like Bring the Horizon throughout the whole song, just kind of doing their things. Look at this. This is the same song.
The fuck?
Dude, it's sick. I 100% fully commend Bring the Horizon for just being like, we will never forget where we came from.
Dude, it's almost just like, oh shit.
Yeah,
this is cool.
It brings back that
the horizon.
It brings there's this the intro like synth thing that's happening throughout this. It happens throughout the whole song. So this is the part where you start praising Oliver Sykes because you hear this like synth drone thing that's happening right now. Right. You think it's going to go into some heavy ass thing, but it doesn't.
Makes you beg for it.
It doesn't. This is the rest of the song.
What?
Okay, so I'm going to spoil a little bit because I'm not going to make you listen to this for fucking 20 fucking minutes. But yeah, look at this. 20 more minutes left of the song. There's this drone thing happening right now. And what happens is Oliver turns a mic on. He walks into the room and he just starts saying whatever he's thinking. And
he starts like talking.
Well, I'm sure he approached it like thought hard on what he wanted to talk about. But I think he kind of just had the topic in his head and he just kind of like went into a room when he felt comfortable talking about how he really felt about something. Mm-hmm. And yeah, he just kind of just almost in like a drowsy state just started talking. And it's really cool. Like if you pull the lyrics up, just listen to what he's talking about. You're just like, oh my God, like, I'm kind of getting lost in this weird meditation he's kind of like taking me through right now.
When did you start talking?
Pretty soon. I'll just let it play out and you'll kind of...
Do I have time to get a drink? My mouth is spicy.
Yeah, go for it. Okay. Back to the drone. Yeah, he just he comes in and a little
goes lyrical spherical.
Here, I'll pull up the lyrics actually since we're kind of just droning with him right now.
I just love to drone.
Droning.
That's my favorite type of horror movie. Drone. This is like the shit that plays when you go too far out of bounds on a video game.
Wow, that's insanely accurate.
Well, hiya, Georgie. You got any cigarettes?
As if Derry was in the Bronx in the 30s.
Hey there, Timmy. Hey, Timmy, you got the paper for your little clown buddy? Me, Pennywise, the baguette-making clown.
So the lyrics start right here.
Check, check.
Yeah, on the check.
Yo, can you hear me? Close your eyes. Close your eyes, close your eyes, close your eyes. Imagine there's a candle in your point of reference. Look at the candle, mate. Like point of reference.
I just want you to think about how long this drone has been going on.
That's all I can think about is how long it's been going on.
Here he is. You can hear him now.
It's just fucking salad fingers.
Dude, I know.
Close your eyes. Close them. Close your eyes.
Is this hypnotizing children? Are I think this is what it is. I think he's like forcing kids to like buy their merch.
Look at the there's a piece of merch that has a candle on it.
What if
Close your eyes, look at the candle.
What if after he says look at the candle, he said
look at the candle.
He snaps his fingers and he says, "You're gonna go to dropdeadclothing.com."
Fuck, I forgot.
We're having a sale on shirts. They're only $85.
He starts improv. He does a cipher on his own merch.
Man, Drop Dead is a clothing brand that just like
I forgot about that.
They're
shit.
on some definitely not
stuff?
Gucci level, but like their shit's expensive, man.
They're on that emo gang.
I had a friend that is super into fashion, and anytime Drop Dead was ever mentioned, he was always just really just about it. Just like, oh yeah, that's a really like.
Oh, you're talking.
He would talk about specific like threads, like you kind of like, oh, if you have this one, then that's a really prized
Gooch
possession.
Master 627.
Yeah, there's only 100 of those made, like ever, so type shit.
Hell yeah. Yeah, dude, I fucking hate this. I gotta be honest.
Yeah, I think you're gonna have to just if you get some time in the future, I think you're gonna have to listen to it all the way through as a record. This was the first song that like grabbed my attention. But yeah, I think there might be something here. I think there's definitely something here. I've always like had a lot of respect for the fact that Bring the Horizon has kind of led where heavy music has gone and just alternative music in general. I like the fact that they have always not been afraid to do whatever the fuck they want. You know, they're not afraid of their fans not liking their new shit because they'll just make more fans, and those fans will transition those people
they're
over.
at a good point, like financially, where they can do that now.
Oh, absolutely.
Make whatever they want. Just be like, well, we have enough people that will just support us.
I think it's safe to say that they are like probably like the Slipknot of the UK. Can
you scroll down more?
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah. If I could summarize this whole thing, he essentially kind of just talks about how there's actually a lot to it. I can't just summarize it in one thing, but he pretty much challenges. It's like some doors of perception shit. Like he challenges what reality is and how he feels like he still feels like a fucking loser in reality. In reality, he is still that loser, but he was just a lucky son of a bitch that somehow through passion got to where he's at. He even talks about how like he's not good at singing. It's all auto-tune and shit. He touches even on just veganism a little bit. And I mean, I got to give homie some props on that. Like he just talks about how fucking crazy the whole concept of just eating animals is. If you really sit and think on it.
And through the album or just in this one track?
In this one track. He covers a few things, which is kind of a little weird.
You do be going in.
Yeah.
It's almost like spoken word.
It kind of is. It's really, really slow pace. And in that vein, being someone that doesn't really go to like poetry clubs or anything, you know, I'm not snapping my fingers on the weekend and some cigarette, like everyone wears turtlenecks, like underground bar shit thingy, coffee house, I guess I should say. There might be something to something like this. There might be an entire like set of fans out there that are just like really into just slow, powerful poetry, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. I just the reason I bring it up is I listened to the whole thing a few times, I should say, because I was so interested in this. There was something about how that was a weird throat noise.
I thought you were in the song.
That was me.
I thought I was in the song.
It kind of sounded like it, didn't it? I don't know. There was just something about how not typical music this whole thing was. It's like it's a project. It's not a song. You can tell that they're really just trying to push themselves. They really are.
It seems like homie's definitely growing a lot as an individual. And it's cool. Yeah, you can see he's just trying to like, reading these lyrics, it seems earnestly like he's trying to just say something real to his audience. Like he used his platform for a really good push.
Yeah.
He's like at a good spot emotionally in his life.
I think I get that sense of just like so hyper aware of how his mortality is just a thing, how he's going to die someday, and no matter what, like even the same case with everyone, just everything
only Ollie will die.
Everything will just not exist someday. So why not? Why fool yourself? Well, just take a fucking chance and do something so just zenful, just just
right.
artistic
meaning.
Yeah, you are the paintbrush. You are creating like the future art. People are going to follow in your footsteps.
Right.
Why not try to be the best person you are today?
Hell yeah. I can back that.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dog.
Anything you want to touch on, Abby, before we end this podcast for the night?
What else is there? What have we been doing? We just so preoccupied with this move shit.
Say what?
I was saying we've just been so preoccupied with this moving thing that we just don't have, like I feel like we grinded so much on music projects, and then right now we're just like on this big in between, like like hurry up and wait type of shit, where we have so much content on the back burner that it almost feels like overwhelming to start anything new before those other projects come out.
Yeah. Life kind of has that weird limbo feel to it right now. And I think that's okay,
Definitely.
I mean, just with the state of the world, it's just so strange.
I mean, everything's on an important pause right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is great. I think it's more important for our world to grow right now and become bigger than ever in this unity movement than it is to push personal creative content.
Yeah.
And I am about it. Hell yeah, a lot of good new music coming out right now. New Ghost Inside, new Currents, new Bring Me the Horizon, new End, some bangers out. New Queen Herbie.
Oh yeah, was listening to her this morning.
Fucking love her shit.
Yeah, great. Yeah, there really is a lot of new music out there that I
also
gotta
watch the Jeff Epstein documentary on Netflix.
Oh yeah, I watched.
You're not up to date on that. Shit's fucking crazy.
I watched the first episode of that.
Gross.
Today.
Yucky. Think about all the people that he fucking could have outed. It's like it's literally like what's a show called that I love? True Detective.
Yeah.
Such a fucking cool show.
I find that I think about that more now than not. It's so fucking hard to just be caught up with everything more now than ever.
There's too many things.
There's so many things. There are so many different groups of people that are like cool as fuck and they do their own thing.
In every artistic facet of entertainment.
Oh my god.
There's just so many things.
I will never in my lifetime ever be able to experience all the cool shit in the world. And that makes me sad.
Yeah. I know, I think about that sometimes too. I try to be content in like, well, if I can just pick a few things that I really earnestly enjoy.
Yeah.
But then it's like, well, how am I supposed to find those earnest things if I don't check everything out?
Yeah.
It's a hard one to get over, that hurdle of not having enough time to check out everything. It's like that Twilight Zone episode where the dude's like, well, at least I have my books. And he drops his glasses. He's like, why?
I think that's an interesting thing about being an artist, though, is like, I think you need to understand when you do need to take these significant life breaks and go out and experience things to be the artist that you are.
Write the same shit over and over again.
Absolutely. There's like, not saying like I'm the best fucking musician out there, but I know for a fact that if I just wrote all the fucking time, the songs would not be the same.
Well, they'd be a bunch of like carbon copies.
They would be hollow.
Slightly similar, structures. That's how when you become formulaic. How do I make this easier? Oh, I just start doing this formula.
Exactly. What I did to write a song, I mean, a lot of the time, like with the conditions and the way I grew up, I would just go to a party or something, or I don't know. I was always convinced that I needed to surround myself in like uncomfortable situations, or just like. Not like force like a lifestyle on myself that like I wasn't actually living, but like I needed to go out and experience things.
Like forced perspective.
And through that, like I got a greater understanding of people. And
definitely
through
some real world experience. And enlightenment.
Yeah,
seeing how the other side lives, how the grass is greener type of thing.
Yeah, actually, I think it gave me a sense of just like I was more humble through it all, you see different levels of suffering different levels of just trials and tribulations for other people.
Mm-hmm.
And through that, you attribute it to your own life.
Right.
And
helps you deal with things a little better.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it gives you greater empathy. Mm-hmm. I think a lot of that has to do with why I'm a vegan today, you know? Like,
Definitely.
through meeting all these people in my life.
Meat?
Yeah. Through connecting with all these people, you just kind of understand that, wow, this whole thing is so just universal. Like, we all suffer, we all hurt. And I think we need to pay attention to people for who they really are.
Right.
I think we need to understand that we can all do something every single day to make the world a better place.
Right.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Take that and attribute it to the music, and boom. I think that's why.
Hell yeah.
I think that's why we write the music we do.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Fuck yeah! Try to make that little bit of impact on anybody's life. Trying to pass on that empathy and compassion.
Yeah. It's a powerful thing, man. I really think. In the end,
that's what it takes to wake somebody up, is to give them that perspective to be like, oh wow, I didn't really think that this was hurting this group of people or persons or things.
I think at the end of it all, like, if you think about like a lasting impact, and we've talked pretty in depth about just really deep life things before, but I think something like that, the positive like power of taking from those experiences that and putting it into music in hopes to just make the world a better place, you know? Maybe
you're like capturing it so that other people don't have to do over those problems again.
Yeah, I think through that is that like positive energy that will last forever, you know? If for whatever reason you need some sort of like approval that something will last forever, you at least have that like knowledge in your soul that, you know, you died trying to be the best person you could. Mm-hmm. And you'll always have that.
Very well said, man.
Yeah.
I back that.
All right, Abby. I think we've had a pretty pleasant night tonight, wouldn't you say? You see, kids, your mother and I, we're going to go have loud sex.
With a nail gun.
You're going to sleep in the other room, and we're going to leave the windows open. The neighbors are going to hear us have sex.
The neighbors are going to smell us have sex.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening to the podcast. It was kind of a strange one today. We went a little everywhere. I had my little psychotic breakdown. I told you about how...
Tell no one.
I told my neighbor kid that I was a robot.
That was awesome, though. Yeah. I love that.
Yeah. It was important, though. You needed to know that about me.
I did. I'm glad you told me.
Yeah.
That's super funny.
All right, Abby. You want to send us off?
Yes, Justin, my cyborg brother.
I like to think that you did that to him. He's like, no way you're a cyborg, and you went,
Are you sure about that?
He's like, you just went 100110. And he's like, oh my god.
I'm gonna insert the dial-up sound right there.
All right, y'all. Thank you so much for checking out the old Castaruno, the old POD cast, the old DickeyTime, spending some time with your boy Dickey and your boy Jebson Salt. Thank you for being here, man. As always, my long-haired co-host, my galloping goose. Thank you guys for checking it out. We'll catch you next Sunday. Appreciate you. Fuck you.
Get out of here.
Go home.
The show's over.
It's over.